We're into Group C now with Jared versus Mr.Torgue. Mr.Torgue being the battle pass that my brother uses. He just used the name Rens in the last tournament. Didn't make it to the top cut. Well, it's a single elimination. I believe he was last place in his group. Which was also my group. I was third in that one. Now he wants to get further. We have Caterpie and Lotad, the Mighty Anadriffle, Machamp, and Dialga on the team for Jared. My brother, of course, going with Zigzagoon, which is his favorite. And he also has Baneri plus a Solrock, Raichu, and Registeel as his ace. Two steel types as aces, with Dialga a little higher base set total and being better at attacking than Registeel is. We randomized the Coliseum. We're back at Waterfall. The Luxury Ball versus the Safari Ball. Let's go.
This is an important battle for both trainers. Neither side can afford to give up in this battle. And now, the battle begins. The red corner makes the first attack. A big hit already. Hit.
Pretty big hit from Caterpie. Pink Lotad. Aqua Ring. For Metronome battle, that is big. Heals you for 1/16 of your health every turn.
The air in the Coliseum is tense.
Ooh, big hits on Caterpie. That's the first KO.
It's down and out.
Zigzag, zigzag. Nom 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 nom. Animation looks a bit weird, but probably because there's not too many biting moves in Zigzagoon's normal moveset. Ooh, I almost clicked too quickly on the metronome. That is one thing. If I ever misclick and send out the wrong Pokemon, then I have to reset the entire fight because that's unfair. I have to stick and be consistent about the rules. And that's going to be really, what's it called? Controversial if that happens in my own match.
Mighty Anna is sent out.
I think I did it once in the last tournament. It was a relative. I think it was like a semi-final or something. Which is really sucky. Like if someone's really dominating and that happens, I have to reset it. I could keep playing it, but in group stage especially, it might affect tiebreaker scores because of how certain Pokemon are KO'd. It could remove or not remove toxic spikes when it should have been. It just shouldn't happen. The later in the match it happens, the least it probably matters. But it just shouldn't happen. This I'll do my best to not make the mistake I just did. Alright, Zigzagoon getting a bit more buff. Metronome from Lotad. We see Needle Arm. Testing that buffness. Still decent damage. And then Lotad heals a bit of health through Aqua Ring. While Baneri takes every turn increasing damage from the bad poison. So advantage Mr.Torgue right now.
This could get dangerous if
But we're still really early on. Also, these are the lower base out total Pokemon. I say lower, like Jared began with Lotad, which isn't too high. Caterpie, which is very low on base out total. The third Pokemon is exactly on the average. The average base out total should be 420. Mighty Anna's base out total is 420. So that's already pretty darn high. But by using Lotad, especially by using Caterpie, they allowed a multiple of their other Pokemon to go over the average. That's gonna do basically nothing.
It's being ganged up on. Oh no! It attacked itself.
That's no good.
Damage caused by poison is slowly increasing.
Big rock slide, especially considering the poison damage that's going to be on Baneri and the defense boost that Zigzagoon already had. I like the little jump. Lotat down. Mr.Torgue increases his lead.
Zigzagoon cannot move.
Oh, Baneri gets one more turn. What can they do against Drifblim?
Drifblim is sent out. Well, both corners still have a chance to win this. What kind of developments can we see next?
Poison Bunny. Against Balloon and Hyena. Fire Punch. Mom, the balloon punched my dog. It's not really a dog, it's more a raccoon. It punched my raccoon. Baneri's final turn is a Fire Spin, which won't do too much because it's going to go down to poison, and then the added damage from Fire Spin isn't going to apply. Fire Spin does go before the poison damage, though, so at least it gets that out of it. With both Zigzagoon and Baneri down, the score is now tied 4-4.
Wessel is sent out. Is sent out.
Colossal and the Soul Rock.
In terms of the number of remaining Pokemon, it's an even
a lot more equal on base stat totals again. None of the Pokemon are especially damaged or weakened in stats. Tailwind just disappeared on the other side. It's now on Mr.Torgue's side. What will Drifblim do? Gastro Acid nullifies the Levitate ability, so it could be hit with ground type moves now. Super Fang. It's a good move to have if the opponent is at high health.
That hurt.
And for Metronome Battle, that is very good damage. You could be happy with it.
Its attack missed. A rigid shot. The air in the Coliseum is tense and charged. Plusle starts to attack. A fierce blow. It's a direct hit. A gang attack. Drifblim barely holds on. Plessel faces a great deal of pressure. Clamped up and taken down. Machamp is sent out. Well, both corners still have a chance to win this. What kind of developments can we expect to see next? Hit! Slammed him! It's down and out! A frigid shot from Blizzard! It couldn't survive the second hit and goes down! A harsh battle is taking place.
A 3-2 lead now for Mr.Torgue. I believe last tournament they lost all 3 of their matches. This is the Hi Gaming, welcome. This is the first match of Group C, so your match has already happened. Your first one. Before it is, some pretty big things happen, including a tie. Captivate, lowering the special attack of a Machamp.
Special attack?
It's not great, but like it's okay. I guess it can pull off a Fire Blast if it really needs to. What's the Dialga gonna do? Teleport. Yeah, that's not gonna damage anything. You're behind. You need to hit things. Even though my brother would be like, okay, Mr.Torgue, you just keep dealing the damage. Because he wants Mr.Torgue to win. I'll actually check the... Oh my god, Dialga got frozen too. I was gonna say, I'll check the group stage stats from the last tournament. To see how far Ren's got, which is Mr.Torgue.
Dialga still is frozen solid. It can't.
But I'm pretty sure they lost all 3 of their matches last time.
Its defense rose.
No, he got a win. He beat Van Grants, who actually got top cut. He won his first match then, but then lost the next 2, including to me. Which is how I ended up higher than him in the rankings. But then I lost the tiebreaker to Van Grants, I think. I think that's how it happened. Either way, neither of us made it to the top cut, and I start with the last tournament. Ooh, Psycho Boost, but that drop special attack is really not helping Machamp, who's trying to pull off special attacks. Yeah, close one. The only thing close was how close in a row we used Toxic Spikes. Like, you use Toxic Spikes, and my Pokemon immediately use Toxic Spikes. That was the only close thing about it. One side dominated. Let's just say that. I don't want to spoil too much because you haven't seen the match. It will be its individual video on YouTube at some point. Oh, Aeroblast, that could have KO'd Machamp.
But this is not a favorable matchup.
I do ask everyone that has seen the matches live to not spoil anything for those that have missed it or couldn't see it. In terms of the group stage matches, I can say, like, oh, Gaming X versus George in the group stage. I can put that in the title, I can put that in the thumbnail just fine. But once I'm starting to schedule the quarterfinal matches, like I'm still gonna, in terms of uploads and stuff that has premiered is probably only be the first matches of everyone. If I then put our quarterfinal Rosalina versus Auka, that's gonna then spoil the Rosalina and Auka made it through to the next stage, and I can't do that. That's not okay. So then I'll just say quarterfinal 1A versus 2B, meaning the winner of A, the second place of B. That's the best I can do without spoiling it. And once the entirety of Group A and B is done, then I'll change the title, and potentially I'll pre-make all of the thumbnails as well for the single elimination part of the tournament. And then I'll just put them as the thumbnail once it's not a spoiler anymore. Right, still looking a bit better for Mr.Torgue. Machamp with Relay special attack, paralyzed as well. I'm not sure if it has guts or no guard. Pain Split, really good for Soul Rock. Because the Dialga hasn't taken a lot of damage. Just Ominous Wind. Is it going to get the Omni Boost?
Solid hit.
Trying to take them. The Machamp is probably smart to make a 2v1 scenario. Over Steel type Legends on the field. No, they're going to go for the 2v1 scenario. Mega Horn. Resisted. Registeel isn't the biggest attacker. Also not horrible, but it's not good. Sandstorm damage though, not quite enough. Didn't keep track of when the Sandstorm was used, so I'm not sure if there's another turn of damage. Ooh, Gyro Ball, but not on Soul Rock. Even if it would have been a Soul Rock, wouldn't have dealt that much damage, considering Dialga's faster. Seismic Toss, throwing the Dialga. Yeah, just you didn't make Top Cut, right, Gaming? You didn't. I didn't. Rens didn't. And I think the only other person that was in the last tournament that's also in this one is TJ.
It keeps dealing damage.
And TJ made, like, won his group by winning all 3 matches, but then lost in quarterfinals. So we all have a redemption arc in some sense.
Oh, it just couldn't take the damage from the Sandstorm.
Sandstorm takes down the Machamp. 2v1 scenario now. And it's Dialga, partially due to the pain split from before. It's looking the worst. And with Sandstorm up, there's a special defense boost for Soul Rock. Hey, Jared. Yeah, it's not looking too good for you, but... here's a critical hit Fire Blast! It is. You only have to say one thing in chat, Jared, and you pull off a critical hit Fire Blast to make it a tie. Dialga has better stats than the Soul Rock. This is not over whatsoever. That was scary. You come in the chat, and the moment you put something in the chat, like, you won't see it that way because of the stream delay, but it happened live like that for me. You say, it looks pretty bad for me. Not gonna lie. The moment you say that, Fire Blast crit. And if you lose the first one, you don't have to make it to single elimination. Yeah, if you lose the first one, you could still make it. We've seen that. The champion of the first tournament 2 years ago lost their first match. And that was in Waterfall Coliseum, actually.
The move failed.
Van Grants lost their first match, made it to the quarterfinals. Rens won the first match. Their first match, didn't make it to quarterfinals. Lots of small moves again that are pretty insignificant. One big move could do it. Who's going to use self-destruct? I don't think we've seen self-destruct or the other one goes. Santa would have been really nice for the extra damage. There's a decent amount of resistances for both. I believe Gastro Acid is still negating Levitate. Is it? I think it still is. I just called it out, and it happens!
Nicely done.
Magnitude 7 would have been it. It's not over yet. This one's the closest match we've had so far in the tournament. Flash, like that could help with the lower accuracy, but Solrock, you need to attack. Use Earthquake, use Magnitude.
Solrock desperately holds on.
Dialga with another shot to finish it. Solrock's on low health. Is Jared going to get the first win? Because I showed up in chat. Meditate, increasing your attack. That is not what they need right now.
It's attack rose.
Solrock needs maybe Earth Power over Earthquake. Because there's a defense increase on the Dialga. Please, yeah, you're saying please, Dialga. We'll see.
It's been nothing but big trouble for the red corner.
Once he was Ring Out, we saw that earlier. Ring Out on a 4 HP Pokemon dealt 2 damage. Dialga Flash Cannon. That's a stab super effective move that would have obliterated Solrock, but the Flash from earlier saved Solrock. Is Solrock gonna do it now? No, not Constrict. It would have been so awesome if, for Solrock anyway, if Solrock Earth Power credit for the win. But that Flash saved them from Flash Cannon. Yeah, it'd be funny if Mr.Torgue used Explosion. It would make it a tie. Foresight, not a damaging move. Solrock gets another shot. Dialga gets slightly better chances because it's faster and more HP stockpile. Unless it's a super weak move like Ring Out or Constrict, doesn't matter much at this point. Solrock needs to attack. Runs out of Metronome power points. Heals it.
Getting closer by the minute.
Dialga guard swap. Is that stats or stat changes? Changes. So they both still have a defense increase, but there's now also a special defense increase on Dialga. That's no good. Sonic Boom, that's some damage, but it misses. We're gonna keep going. This could have been ended so many turns ago, but it hasn't finished yet. Dialga Dizzy Punch. That might be enough. 7 damage only. 7 damage is enough. Mr.Torgue was leading for most of that, was looking good. But Jared just had to show up in chat, say, oh, it looks pretty bad for me right now, not gonna lie. Crits the Fire Blast at an almost full health Registeel. That was the key turn of the fight. Just again, as proof, as I'll probably say in most matches, it's a metronome battle. You never know that it's over until it's over. Jared wins 1-0 and starts with the win in Group C.